Rejection. It's a word that can make our stomachs clench and our hearts race. The mere thought of it can send shivers down our spine, making us feel vulnerable and exposed. We've all felt the sting of rejection at some point in our lives, whether it's a romantic rejection, a job rejection, or even feeling excluded from a social group. These moments can be incredibly painful, leaving us with a sense of loss and a feeling of being unwanted. It's a universal experience that can leave us feeling hurt, confused, and even questioning our worth. We might find ourselves replaying the moments in our heads, wondering what we could have done differently. I remember a time in college when I poured my heart into a project, only to have it harshly criticized by a professor. I felt crushed. The hours of hard work and dedication seemed to have been for nothing. I questioned my abilities and wanted to disappear. The rejection felt like a personal attack, and I couldn't help but feel like a failure. It took time, but I realized that rejection is a part of life. It's an inevitable experience that everyone goes through, and it's not a reflection of our true worth or potential. It doesn't mean we're not good enough. In fact, rejection can be a powerful teacher, helping us to grow and become more resilient. It's important to remember that we're not alone in these experiences. Everyone, no matter how successful they appear, has faced rejection at some point in their lives. Everyone faces rejection at some point. It's a shared human experience that connects us all, reminding us that we're not isolated in our struggles. It's a natural part of putting ourselves out there and taking risks. Without the possibility of rejection, we wouldn't be able to achieve our greatest successes or learn from our failures. The key is to learn how to navigate these experiences in a way that allows us to grow and build resilience. By embracing rejection, we can turn it into an opportunity for self-improvement and personal growth, ultimately leading us to a more fulfilling and enriched life. Rejection can trigger a wave of painful emotions. Sadness, anger, shame, and even fear can surface, leaving us feeling vulnerable and raw. It's important to acknowledge these feelings and allow ourselves to feel them fully. Why does rejection hit us so hard? Our brains are wired for connection. Rejection can feel like a threat to our social survival, triggering our fight-or-flight response. This is why we might feel the urge to withdraw or lash out when we're hurting. When we face rejection, it can feel like a personal attack on our very being. This emotional turmoil is not just a fleeting moment, it can linger and affect our mental health. The pain of rejection can be as intense as physical pain, and it can leave lasting scars on our psyche. It's crucial to understand that these feelings are a natural response to a perceived threat to our social bonds.
Long-term effects of rejection can manifest as low self-esteem, fear of intimacy, and difficulty trusting others. We might start to doubt ourselves, our worthiness of love, and our ability to form meaningful connections. These feelings can lead to a cycle of self-doubt and isolation, making it even harder to reach out and connect with others. It's important to recognize these patterns and seek help if needed. Talking to a therapist or counselor can provide valuable insights and coping strategies. Engaging in self-care activities such as journaling, meditation, or spending time in nature can also help in processing these emotions. Surrounding ourselves with supportive friends and family can make a significant difference. Understanding the emotional and psychological impact of rejection is the first step toward healing and building healthier relationship patterns. By acknowledging our feelings and seeking support, we can begin to rebuild our self-esteem and trust in others, paving the way for more fulfilling and meaningful connections in the future.
Our early experiences, particularly within our families, play a significant role in shaping our beliefs about ourselves and our relationships. The way we are treated by our parents and siblings can leave lasting impressions on our psyche. If we experienced frequent criticism, neglect, or felt that love was conditional, we might internalize these negative experiences. This can lead to feelings of unworthiness and a constant need for validation. As adults, these early experiences can manifest as a heightened sensitivity to rejection. We may find ourselves overanalyzing social interactions and fearing disapproval.
Perhaps a parent was dismissive of our feelings, making us feel insignificant or unheard. Or we might have faced bullying in school, which further compounded our fear of rejection and isolation. These early wounds can create a deep-seated fear of rejection that follows us into adulthood, affecting our self-esteem and relationships. We might become people-pleasers, afraid to set boundaries, constantly seeking approval to avoid the pain of rejection. Alternatively, we might avoid intimacy altogether, distancing ourselves to protect from potential hurt and disappointment.
Recognizing the impact of our past experiences is crucial for personal growth. It allows us to understand why we react the way we do. By acknowledging these patterns, we can start to develop healthier ways of coping with rejection and build resilience. This journey of self-awareness and healing can lead to more fulfilling relationships and a stronger sense of self-worth. When we're reeling from rejection, it's essential to practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a close friend going through a similar experience.
Seeking support from trusted loved ones is also crucial. Sharing our feelings with someone who listens without judgment can help us process the experience and feel less alone. Developing new skills and hobbies can boost our self-esteem and provide a sense of accomplishment. Engaging in activities we enjoy shifts our focus away from the rejection and reminds us of our strengths and passions.
Journaling and self-reflection can help us process difficult emotions and develop self-compassion. Section 5. Turning the tables, transforming rejection into personal growth.
Rejection, while painful, can be a catalyst for profound personal growth. It can serve as a wake-up call, prompting us to reevaluate our values, priorities, and relationship patterns. Instead of viewing rejection as a setback, consider it a redirection. It might be an opportunity to pursue a different path, explore new interests, or focus on strengthening our relationships with ourselves and others. By reframing rejection as a stepping stone, we can emerge from the experience stronger, wiser, and more resilient.
Section 6. The power of self-compassion, embracing vulnerability and imperfection. One of the most powerful antidotes to the pain of rejection is cultivating self-compassion. This means treating ourselves with kindness and understanding, especially when we're struggling. It's about recognizing that we're all imperfect, we all make mistakes, and we all experience setbacks. Instead of beating ourselves up, we can choose to offer ourselves the same empathy and compassion we would offer a friend. When we cultivate self-compassion, we create a safe space within ourselves to experience difficult emotions without judgment. This allows us to heal and grow from our experiences, including rejection. Section 7. Building resilience, cultivating strength, and self-worth. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity. It's not about avoiding difficult emotions, but rather learning how to navigate them in a healthy way. Building resilience involves developing a strong sense of self-worth that's not contingent upon external validation. This means recognizing our inherent value as human beings, regardless of our achievements or the opinions of others. When we believe in ourselves and our worthiness, we're less likely to be defined by rejection. We can approach challenges with greater confidence and a willingness to learn and grow from our experiences. Section 8. From isolation to connection, nurturing healthy relationships. Rejection can leave us feeling isolated and alone. It's important to remember that connection is essential for our well-being, and there are healthy ways to nurture relationships that support our growth. This involves setting boundaries, communicating our needs assertively, and surrounding ourselves with people who value and respect us. It also means letting go of relationships that are no longer serving us. Sometimes, rejection can be a sign that it's time to move on from a relationship that's become unhealthy or unfulfilling. Section 9. Shifting perspectives. Reframing rejection as redirection. One of the most empowering things we can do when faced with rejection is to shift our perspective. Instead of viewing it as a negative experience, we can choose to see it as an opportunity for growth and redirection. Perhaps that job rejection was leading us to a better opportunity, or that romantic rejection was making space for a more fulfilling relationship. When we open ourselves to the possibility of redirection, we allow ourselves to see the potential for positive change and new beginnings. Section 10. The courage to try again, embracing risk and vulnerability. Rejection can make us want to retreat and avoid putting ourselves out there again. However, true courage lies in our willingness to be vulnerable even when we're afraid. It's about embracing the possibility of getting hurt because we understand that the rewards of connection, love, and belonging are worth the risk. Each time we choose to show up authentically, we build our emotional resilience and create opportunities for genuine connection. Section 11. Finding your tribe, seeking out authentic connections. We all deserve to feel seen, heard, and valued for who we are. Finding our tribe, a community of people who accept and support us, is essential for our well-being. This might involve joining groups with shared interests, volunteering in our communities, or simply reaching out to people who inspire us. When we surround ourselves with authentic connections, we create a buffer against the sting of rejection. We know that we have a safe haven where we can be ourselves without judgment or pretense.